Let me read something out loud for you. I want to read a page from this book. I hope you can see the cover. The things you can see only when you slow down. I got this book for myself at the Zurich airport as I was flying home. I couldn't go past this book. I saw it on a stand. I opened it on a random page. And the line that I saw was the answer to the question I had in my head back then. It was a few years ago. This is the relationship I have with this little book. Whenever I want to find my inner truth, whenever I want to read something beautiful, or whenever I want to be reminded of something important, I open it on a random page and I read whatever my eyes land on. Let me do this for you today. Before I clicked record, I opened it on a random page and here is what I found. It's important that you work hard, but don't be enamored of the feeling of working hard. If you are drunk on that feeling, then you care less about the actual work than about how you appear to others to be working hard. The most dangerous people are those who have passion but lack wisdom. When I work with such short passages, and I like to work with quotes, or, well, this is also a quote pretty much. It's just not a one-liner. It's a paragraph, sometimes it's a page, but it's still a quote. It's the essence of the idea that the author managed to convey in one sentence or in one paragraph. It's usually one big idea condensed in one paragraph or sometimes in one sentence. When I read it out loud, first of all, I learn to listen to the beauty of these lines, and I'm learning to articulate my own ideas using as few words as possible. And this is my textbook. This is how I'm learning. By reading it out loud and by learning to feel it, and by asking myself all the time, how do I feel when I read that? In what way does it resonate? Usually it resonates at a physical level as well. I feel the sensation somewhere in my body. Some passages are more beautiful than the other ones, but I really like these two. And I want to read a few more to you to demonstrate that when I talk about the exercise of reading out loud, I do not necessarily mean that you have to sit down, find the audience, or even no audience, and start reading a long, difficult paragraph from Virginia Woolf or Jane Eyre or any other classic book. It's not necessary. You have to read something where your personal interest lies. That's very, very important. Whatever you like to read. It might be the classic books. It might be books for teenagers, maybe fairy tales, maybe children's books, maybe nursery rhymes, maybe blog posts, maybe business books. It doesn't really matter as long as you find wisdom and beauty in the lines that you read. As long as the lines that you read help you answer your questions, they help you find the answer to your questions, and they help you learn. That's important. Whatever you read out loud can be as short as this. And if you read for somebody, the audience will still appreciate it if you put your heart into it. Let's read a few more lines that I like here on the next page. Everyone is kind to someone they meet for the first time. The question is how long their kindness lasts. Don't be fooled just because someone is nice to you at first. This quote contains 3 sentences. When I read out loud, I pay attention to thought chunking. I pay attention to my pauses. I pay attention to my intonations. When you read out loud, make sure that whenever the sentence ends, you land the plane. You go down with your intonation. We only see 3 sentences here, so that means we have to go down 3 times. Everyone is kind to someone they meet for the first time. Down. You want to signal that that's the end of the sentence. And when you read something as short as this, it's very easy to practice intonation patterns and to teach yourself to go down at the end of every sentence rather than gliding up for no reason. No matter what we do, the top button of our business must be fastened properly. Down. If we think, I'll just do it this way for now and fix it later, it usually does not happen, because later we may not have the motivation to fix it, or we just get used to the way it is. It is like moving into a house and deciding to fix it up over time. Even after many years, we never get around to fixing it up. We end up just living with the way things are for a long time. I hope this quote makes you think about something. Let me know if you like reading. Let me know if you enjoyed listening to another person read. Let me know if you have a tradition in your family to read to your loved ones, to your children out loud. And if you have any thoughts about reading out loud, please share them in the comments.